The medieval period, spanning roughly from the 5th to the 15th century, was a time of great change and upheaval. It was an era marked by religious fervor, superstition, and a profound fear of the unknown. Amidst this backdrop of uncertainty, the figure of the witch emerged, captivating imaginations and instilling terror in equal measure. Witches were seen as malevolent beings capable of wielding dark magic to inflict harm upon their enemies. Belief in witchcraft was widespread throughout medieval Europe, permeating all levels of society. From the humblest peasant to the highest nobleman, few were immune to the allure and dread that witches inspired. The medieval mind, steeped in religious dogma and folklore, readily accepted the existence of these supernatural beings. Witches were blamed for a wide range of misfortunes, from crop failures and pestilence to sudden illnesses and unexpected deaths. The image of the witch, often depicted as an old hag with a hooked nose and wart-ridden skin, became a powerful symbol of evil and the dangers that lurked in the shadows. This fear of witches, fueled by ignorance and superstition, would have tragic consequences in the centuries to come, leading to widespread persecution and countless innocent lives lost. The origins of witchcraft beliefs can be traced back to ancient times, with roots in pagan religions and folk traditions that predate Christianity. In many ancient cultures, magic was seen as an integral part of the natural world, a force that could be harnessed for both good and evil. These early beliefs about magic and those who practiced it were often intertwined with the natural world, with practitioners drawing upon the power of herbs, elements, and spirits. With the rise of Christianity in Europe, however, these older beliefs came to be seen as heretical and dangerous. The Church, eager to consolidate its power and influence, sought to suppress pagan practices and demonize those who clung to them. As a result, many traditional beliefs about magic and witchcraft were absorbed into the Christian worldview, albeit in a distorted and demonized form. The Church's teachings emphasized the absolute power of God and the inherent sinfulness of humanity. Magic, once seen as a neutral force, became inextricably linked with the devil and his minions. Witches, in this new Christian context, were no longer simply cunning folk healers or practitioners of ancient traditions, but were recast as servants of Satan, who had made pacts with the devil in exchange for their supernatural powers. This demonization of witchcraft laid the groundwork for the witch hunts that would plague Europe for centuries to come. The witch hunts that swept across Europe during the late medieval and early modern periods were a complex phenomenon driven by a confluence of social, economic, and religious factors. While fear of the supernatural and the influence of the Church played a significant role, it is crucial to understand the broader historical context in which these persecutions occurred. One factor that contributed to the witch hunts was the social and economic upheaval of the time. The late medieval period was marked by famine, plague, and war, which led to widespread anxiety and a search for scapegoats. In times of crisis, people often look for someone to blame for their misfortunes, and witches, with their supposed powers to curse and blight, became easy targets. Furthermore, the Protestant Reformation of the 16th century exacerbated religious tensions in Europe, creating a climate of fear and suspicion. Both Catholics and Protestants accused each other of witchcraft, using accusations as a tool to discredit and eliminate their rivals. The witch hunts, therefore, became entangled in the broader religious conflicts of the age, fueling the flames of persecution and intolerance. The myths and folklore surrounding witches have had a lasting impact on Western culture, shaping our perceptions of magic, gender, and the supernatural. The image of the witch, with her broomstick, cauldron, and black cat, continues to capture the imagination and inspire both fear and fascination. One of the most enduring myths associated with witches is the belief that they could fly. This belief likely originated from the use of hallucinogenic herbs and ointments by some practitioners of folk magic. These substances could induce a sensation of flying or levitation, leading to the belief that witches could soar through the night sky. Another common myth was that witches held sabbats, secret meetings where they would gather to worship the devil, feast on the flesh of infants, and engage in orgiastic rituals. This belief, fueled by fear and misogyny, is not supported by historical evidence and reflects the anxieties and prejudices of the time. The legacy of the witch hunts is a dark one, a stark reminder of the dangers of ignorance, intolerance, and the abuse of power. The persecution of witches serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of critical thinking, the need to challenge superstition, and the imperative to protect the vulnerable from unfounded accusations and persecution.